Wow, it still works. Okay, we're live. We get lost on the
We're
way
live.
here. It's been a couple weeks, but Nate and I haven't forgot you. We're here. We're just trying to get our lives together so we can actually record things. But that doesn't mean that we haven't been busy.
Oh my
Nate
God, you don't know.
Nate is on a bot quest, it appears, with Christopher Bouzy. And I've already teased him, folks, and said, at what point do you say, okay, he's got a lot of bots? Because every time I talk to Nate, he goes, oh God, we found more bots yesterday.
Yeah, it's it's weird because it's it's something we kind of thought may be occurring, but you don't really have any proof. So because we've been saying that there may be bots everywhere for years, for not for years, but for the past couple of months that we've been dealing with Christopher Bouzy, and we just didn't know that he actually would employ bots. And a lot of times, you have unfounded rumors. Hey, he's got to be using bots. But now we've been able to develop some evidence to I think conclusively show that either he was pushing these bots or someone on his behalf was pushing these bots. But but again, we're going to provide you the evidence that we've provided and let you come to your own conclusions. But
And I just
it
realized,
really looks damning.
for the two people who don't know who Chris Bouzy is, why don't we back up? Nate, who's Chris Bouzy? What are we talking about? Why are we here?
Just so we're clear, Christopher Bouzy is what I like to call a fake expert. And he's someone who goes around from scam to scam to scam, and essentially trying to start something. Now, if you're trying to start a failed business, it's fine, right? Because most businesses fail. But what it seems that he kind of jumps on the hottest trend. So, for instance, at the beginning, he was jumping on a hot trend of like dating websites. So he jumped on that trend. That didn't work out. Then he jumped on another trend. And then he went to crypto. And then he went to online information. And that's kind of what he's been doing, jumping from trend to trend. And to do that, he promotes them on Twitter. And to promote them on Twitter, he generally uses bots, what it looks like, uses bots to push it out and try to manipulate the platform to make it seem like, he's trending or this particular topic is trending and so forth and so forth. So Christopher Bouzy, he essentially, the way we got involved is that Christopher Bouzy was doing these reports for the news media. And these reports are laughably unprofessional.
See previous video.
Yeah, they are
on
unprofessional.
This channel.
they have no logic, no methodology, nothing. Matter of fact, I was speaking to someone the other day. There was a court case in which they tried to present some of his data allegedly, and the court said, "Well, these are only conclusions. There's no methodology here, so they're not going to use it for." For you can't use that because it's nonsense. So that's essentially what Bouzy's been doing. But the news media has taken it and made him seem like he's an expert, starting with the Washington Post, unfortunately. But then when we actually looked at the report, like we said, check our last video, you can see the report looks like it was created by a sixth grader or a seventh grader. It's really not that much nonsense.
No. I mean, sixth graders or seventh graders have to show their work.
That's true.
Come on.
That's true.
You have children, Nate.
Yeah.
Could your children turn that into their class?
No.
Okay, so
no.
Sorry. Let's go with kindergarten. Okay.
pretty much kindergarten. So what we've been doing is that first, got to give a shout out to Saqib Ahmed.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
First one. Oh, he's in there. Oh, what's up, Saqib? He was the first one to find the bots, and he said, "Hey, look at this," and he pointed us all to it, and then like the floodgates opened up because when he initially presented us with the first set of bots, we were like, "Oh man, this is great," and then the second set of bots came out, then the third set of bots came out, then it's just like bots galore everywhere. Now, Christopher Bouzy has been trying to ignore the fact that we've caught his little bot network, but as you can see, the bots are even following Chris. Some of his followers are bots, like some of his followers are bots. So and we're gonna show you that evidence as we go through this, and you'll see somebody put in the chat the red blob, the red blob of proof. That was one of the angles of proof that Christopher Bouzy was using, but it's laughably bad. But Eric has been busy doing other life stuff, so we thought today would be good to just kind of go over this week and show you guys exactly what we found in regards to this whole bot network and botnet thing.
All right,
so
take it away.
All right, so you know what? I want to start. Where should I start? First, let's start with this. Let me pull up this. Now, first, because he's the one who actually initially found these bots. And we're going to start with this. Now, up in the upper right-hand corner upper left-hand corner is a tweet from Christopher Bouzy explaining how he was doing this site called If Solo. And we'll talk about the site because essentially a couple of other places has flagged it as being a prostitution ring or a scam. Yeah. And then as an escort service site, as an escort site.
So first, you're saying that it's like a parallel, like instead of just a massage parlor, there's a happy ending. In this case, instead of just a date site, there's potential completion.
Allegedly, as some of the other sites are warning that, hey, this is an escort. This may be an escort service. This may be a prostitution site. But let's provide the evidence. So this is Christopher Bouzy when he was challenged back in January about having this essentially escort service. This is what he said. I love it when hate accounts think they've uncovered something scandalous. In 2011, as you'll see, it's just him, created a 100% free dating website for singles to love and a fun side project. It was ad supported, but people were still on Match.com and eHarmony style dating. So that's what he was trying to do. He's like, oh, Match.com, eHarmony, let me jump in and make If Solo. And he puts this press release in it. So here's the tweet again. And here's the press release that he's tweeting out to show that, hey, he was the owner of this site. So, and where it says, it emphasizes Christopher Bouzy, president and CEO of Agiska Corp, and the parent company of If Solo. So you have it right here, right?
What the hell's that name? Agiska.
Agiska Corp.
Agiska. God, how many corporations does this dude have?
It's so many. It's crazy. But this links Bouzy to Agiska Corp to If Solo. It's clear, right? It's just there.
Actually, I have a challenge for you. Does he have more bots or more corporations?
I'd say bots, but again,
okay.
We haven't even got to that point yet. So we know that Christopher Bouzy, president CEO of Agiska Corp, owns If Solo. So here's If Solo. So this is the site. We pulled it off the Wayback Machine. They had Twitter and everything. But now here is scam. This is antiscam.org. Now this is a site that points out scams. Like, hey, if something is a scam, this site points it out and says, be careful. Now, if you look at this, it points out that If Solo is a scam and points out that this person's picture is essentially a prostitute and it gives you the scenarios in which these people actually go and investigate. And it gives you the scam scenario. If she wants to spend the rest of her life with you, she loves you and she needs to renew her 5-year visa. It's $200. She moved back to take care of her mom. Like, they give you exactly the scam scenario that this person does on these sites. And as you can see, it's If Solo and datehookup.com. So, and then it goes on to, there may be prostitution involved, that type of thing. But again, this is Bouzy's site where another site is warning you, this is a scam, be careful.
Yeah, it looks perfectly straight up, Nate. No, there's nothing there. I mean, that is what most people seek out when they're going to date, but foreign bride, it's the way. No, there's no alarm bells, nothing here, nothing to see. Move on.
I do want to make the point here, though, that this site, If Solo, is an escort site. It's an escort service, right? And Bouzy actually lays it out when he says in his press release that if you have tickets to a show and you need someone to go with, you can go to their classifieds and choose someone to go with you on that. So that's an escort site. Now I want to be very clear. Not all escort sites are prostitution rings.
No,
but obviously, there's a high correlation as you find one. It likely is. But just to be clear, not all, because there are some legitimate escort services that you can't, they're not prostitutes. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and that's why I brought up the massage parallel, because I see a massage. We go to a massage place, my wife and I, and they're licensed by the state, completely legit. There's nothing like that. And then there's massage parlors out there where things go a little further.
Yes. Exactly. So in all fairness, in all fairness, even though this site is saying that prostitution may be involved and that's a scam and all that stuff, I just want people to keep an open mind that even though if it is an escort site, it doesn't mean it's prostitution. But here, it's very thing. So now in promoting If Solo, as you see here, they promoted it on Twitter. And here is just 4 examples of the bots promoting it. Now, why do we believe they're bots? Well, it's the same exact tweet, but no, also on the same exact day at the same exact time.
Look at the username. AVI, KKK, AVI 4403, AVI 4404, AVI. Yeah, this is normal. I'm sure that, we're just gonna have the name and initials. Tell me this is not a freaking spreadsheet with a run of numbers on the side, concatenate them and throw an @ sign. There's an account, there's an account, there's an account, that's machine generated. It's very obvious.
Yes. And all these were tweeted out at the exact same time, at the exact same day, pumping Bouzy's product, right? So it's like, okay, well, here it is, right? Here it is. These are essentially bots who are promoting his first product. And this is from 2011. Someone is asking me a question. It says, Nate the lawyer, there is more in places online in the dark web. I have also mentioned this on my YouTube channel. And multiple bot farms on Twitter. Yes. Multiple examples of data harvesting.
I like. Are these Bouzy tied or fans of Bouzy in the dark web, or just in general? Because we know in general, absolutely, there's bot farms everywhere, and we can buy Twitter users and have, I don't know, what, 70,000 gained in a day, like somebody we're talking about here, or some crazy numbers. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know that it's completely natural. Everybody just loves them.
Yeah. So this one was at 5:31 p.m. and again, all of them were. So then, just so everybody's clear, because we don't like to leave any loose ends. This is the kid. This is the Kinwell. As you can see, Bouzy is the founder. This is Bouzy's LinkedIn. Agiska Corp. He's the president of. And now you also see something else. You see Kinwell Corporation, which we're going to focus in on. Comcor. I said Kimcor. Comcor Corporation. Now, again, he's president and CEO of Comcor. So Comcor launched this new thing called ByteSet, and it's supposed to be a rewards program that was kind of crypto based, where you're on a blockchain and all this other stuff. So that's
so Comcor. It's like a reward. It's like every time you spend, it'll give you like a micro drop of crypto.
Yes. And again, this was his rewards program, and he was trying to use blockchain technology to do it. Again, he's an expert in blockchains now. So first it was dating, now we're an expert in blockchains. So as you can see, his expertise continues to shift. It all depends on the new product that he's trying to push now. So here, in trying to push this product, you can see it says less than a week after being listed on Bittrex, ByteSet is the newest renowned. So, and here we have hundreds of bots tweeting it out, right? But again, these bots are tweeting it out at the exact same time. And this is at 11:30 a.m.
Very efficient. But have you cross-checked the bot list and see how many of them are for 2011 and also 2014? And
we have well, somebody is doing that now, but we have seen some bots like continuously used over time. But one thing I thought that was interesting too is that we then started looking at the bots themselves and found a large amount of these bots. Look who they're following.
Oh yeah,
Christopher Bouzy. So these are bots that were tweeting this stuff at 2014, and they're still following Christopher Bouzy, who happens to be the person who gave out. So does that mean?
Did you run it through there? There's a site out there I've heard of that can identify bots and tell you that they're bots because bots are bad.
Yes.
Did anybody run these through that master site that I think it's called Sentinel?
Yes. They did run it through Bot Sentinel, and all of these came out to be good. Real people, no problems.
Oh. Well, I'm confused. So why are we here, Nate? These aren't bots. They're real people. Bot Sentinel.
Yeah. You got hundreds of people tweeting out the same exact thing at the same exact time, and they're not bots, right?
He's popular. He gets 70,000 people in a day, Nate, obviously.
Yeah. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Oh my God. So this leads you to believe that, hey, now Bouzy wants you to pretend like, hey, he has nothing to do with these bots. These bots are just, again, going from because don't forget, the first company, If Solo, was with his first company, Agiska Corp. Now he's moved on to another company, CompCore, and we still have the same bots doing the same. We have different bots doing the same thing, right? So all of a sudden, every company now we're finding or promoting his products through these bots. Again, maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's just a grand coincidence.
Of course.
So now this is an important piece. Bouzy, before he became C. Bouzy, his name was Iconic Expert. And here is the tweet in which he's telling people that he has a new Twitter handle, C. Bouzy. So here it is right here, right? Iconic Expert. Here is my new Twitter handle, C. Bouzy. Now, the Iconic Expert Twitter has been sanitized. All tweets from that tweet thread have been gone. And we went to the Wayback Machine and nobody saved them, so they are gone. He just totally erased. Maybe you can ask Twitter for him, but this is the one we found from 2015 where he said, "Here's my new Twitter handle, C Bouzy, blah 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 blah," and then retweet the bites and stuff.
By the way, can I say something?
Go ahead,
Chris. Thank you for being so lazy. You could have erased your timeline. You could do a Taylor Lorenz who scraps everything more than a month old, supposedly, but thank you for being too lazy to cover your tracks, because it does make our life a lot easier. It really does. So again, thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Jake.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This just makes it's obvious that and plus we actually have more evidence that that Iconic Expert is C Bouzy, aside from Iconic Expert saying, "Hey, I'm C Bouzy, just follow me on my new handle." We actually have in 2014, Christopher Bouzy did a seminar to answer questions about the Bitcoin stuff. So here it is, Christopher Bouzy, aka Iconic Expert, answers your question in the community. But guess what? We found the bots. Sent all that out, right? So the bots were sending it out again at the same time, at the same thing. So the bots were sending it out that, hey, Christopher Bouzy, aka Iconic Expert.
Hey, this is nice though. He's upgrading the bot game because these have images attached. Yeah. Before it was just a straight tweet.
Yeah.
But now it's images. So there's a little bit more skill involved here.
So now we have the bot, and now all these bots are saying Christopher Bouzy's Iconic Expert. We got Iconic Expert saying, and then we have Christopher Bouzy. Essentially, we have audio of Iconic Expert talking, which is Christopher Bouzy. Like there's no doubt Iconic Expert is Christopher Bouzy. So then we said, okay, well, we have all these bots, right? We got bots. Now we got bots saying he's Christopher Bouzy. So now we look at Coin Blab. This is another
great name.
Another site that, again, this is him in the crypto world, trying to sell the crypto stuff, right? Trying to just get some crypto money. So here it is. He's at Coin Blab. Again, to promote Coin Blab, here's all the bots promoting this next thing. Here they go, right? Again, hundreds of bots, same thing, same time, on another one of his business opportunities. And here it is, just so people can see, we're not joking. 7:38 p.m., November 3rd, 2014. Everybody's tweeting the same thing at the same time. So, it's another bot attack on Twitter. And again, the reason why you use these massive bots to do this is because just like you want to get on trending, you want and you're trying to manipulate the algorithm to say this is something that's hot and put it out. So by tweeting all these things at the same time, it makes it seem like it's not only hot, it's on fire because people are tweeting it right now, right?
Yep.
So, but again,
and then, the theory is that if you pepper it out there enough and you hit the trending, then real people are going to hit it and say, wow, what is this? And maybe a few of them will share it. And that helps you bury the bot aspect of it as well, too, because you're trying to kickstart it and get it to legitimately trend.
Yes. So just so we're clear, we found bots for Christopher Bouzy's company, ByteSent, If Solo, this Wall Stake, Coin Blab, Free Buy, and this Byte whatever. So we found bots promoting all of these various products for Christopher Bouzy. And as you can see, it was Insight Concepts, then he got a Giska Corp, we found the bots, then we found the bots for Comcore Corporation. So it's fascinating.
That's true. Long awaited. Yep. He does use long awaited quite a lot.
But now the interesting part about this whole exercise is that we didn't expect to find all these bots so easily. We thought it would be harder to find. but it just has it. It's just been so easy because, like you're saying, he just didn't cover his tracks. So
Mhm.
do you think? Well, two things. Do you think this is enough to prove platform manipulation by Boozy?
I don't even. Okay, in the current Twitter world, I don't even know,
Mhm.
because it seems to be not relevant what proof there actually is. It is, who do you know at Twitter? That
That's a good
seems to be
point.
the only thing that manipulates whatever happens, because we have another player out there who appears to be using connections at Twitter to spank down people, much in a similar fashion as Boozy. So in my opinion, as a human being with the two, a pair of eyes, and I'm not trying to make fun of you
Mhm.
on that, Nate, but my two eyes, I'm saying that, yeah, absolutely, that is ridiculous. It's obvious beyond any kind of doubt whatsoever. But I don't. I'm flabbergasted about the Twitter capriciousness, if you will.
Yes, yes. It's just you would suspect that if that again, we've linked him to both the bots, we've linked him to companies, we linked it to him directly, and he's still going on. And Twitter does nothing but again, and all these people at Twitter who are protecting him, will seem to just allow him to manipulate the platform as long as he wants. But anybody else who does it, you're going to get in trouble. So I do want to bring up this timeline, which I think is actually pretty good. So this is shout out to Hobble. They put this timeline together on Twitter, which I
It
think
looks
is
like
really, really great.
Hobie or
It
Hoobie.
says Hobie. Yes, I said
Hobie.
Hubble. Hobie.
Yeah.
Hobie. So so here they go through it. Here he's spamming his product, bites it on Twitter, and then they go to then they have this where they show all the bots spamming it at the exact same time, which is which is fascinating. Then he says some people claim he scammed them out of money for a Bitcoin, for the Black Coin card. And that's what happened. Where it was a pump and dump, where they're saying that he told people, "Hey, I'll send you these cards." And some people did get the cards, some people didn't get the cards, and a lot of people were just calling them a scam. Hey, this is a scam.
Hey, credit
Hold
for him
on.
though. I mean, he was doing this before Logan Paul. He's OG.
Then he was spamming to manipulate fake engagement for his coins. So this was him spamming for the coin blab we just saw. And again, because all these people are now documented, because a lot of people didn't believe that he had bots, so everybody's documenting and saving it for Twitter. So here it is, all the spam bots again, spamming the thing for this next thing. Here's another product, his dating website, If Solo, linked to a Giska Corp. Again, by another none other than CEO Chris Bouzy. So here it is. So this person again puts it down in Giska Corp. Here's the site, and then you put it on.
By the way, credit to Hobie or Hobie and so many others, because I can tell you firsthand that I'm getting screenshots all the time of Boozy tweets, people sharing with me whatever's going on, all of that. And I'm blocked by Boozy. I mean, if you're not blocked by Boozy, you're doing something wrong. But I just want to thank everybody, because everybody's doing such great work on this. It's not just you and me, Nate. I mean, it's so awesome that people are out there like this, sharing, finding things out. And it just, we're literally crowdsourcing, not to steal somebody's term, but it is a crowdsourcing type of thing, exposing, in my opinion, a bad actor like this.
Oh yeah. And I definitely want to give a special shout out to Verse Saqib Ahmed. He amazing guy. The guy is amazing. And Linda here. Linda with Black Linda has been, I'm talking about, she finds everything, and she's been finding bots like no other. So big shout out to Linda. If you can follow her. She has like all the receipts as possible. So yeah, I just want to make sure I shouted her out, because a lot of this stuff wouldn't even come to light without Linda. So here's some other bots involved in spamming. What do we have in common? They all follow Christopher Bouzy. So this person is pointing out exactly what I said. So you see, he's got the bots who's spamming the stuff for Christopher Bouzy, and you can see Here's another bot following Bouzy. Here's another bot following Christopher Bouzy. And it makes you think, like, how many of his followers are actually real people? Because as you saw, we found bots following him, and this person's finding different bots following him. So that's another question. Like how many real people, he's got 300,000 followers. How many of those are real people? And how many of those are bots? Because we see he's got hundreds of bots running around there. Who knows? Who knows, right?
Yeah, and to follow up on that too, like even if a lot of the people following are supposedly real people, how many of the likes and retweets on his tweets are actually bots, and how many are organic?
Yes. Now, this is something interesting. Strangely so, not all the accounts involved in spamming bots are bots. Some are real people behind the handle. They were warned by other people that their account had been compromised by the @WalletStake. And this one was pretty shocking, because here, this was a real account, and this person says here, you signed up for a spam bot that's posting for you. Clear your Twitter authorized apps. Report iconic expert for this, because this person was on that list who tweeted the stuff out at the exact same time in the exact same place. But this person downloaded one of Bouzy's apps, and her account was taken over and spammed with all these other bots. So you had bots spamming it out, and you had real accounts spamming it out. And again, with this clear evidence that this was happening, this, Twitter's done nothing. Twitter has done nothing.
Hey, Ziggy's got a great question I think fits right here. Would it be possible to find out if these bots are using real people's pictures? Wouldn't that be a case of a kind of catfishing, or I'd say identity theft or whatever? Yep. I don't know. That's an interesting question for the lawyer here.
I don't know. Catfishing is not really like a legal thing, but
using an image though without permission and impersonation could be an interesting question.
Yeah, but that's really up terms of service if you're impersonating people or whatever. But it's easy to check, right? You just take and you can just do a reverse image search, and hopefully you can get it. So I don't know. It's interesting, but again, those people would have to complain and things of that nature. You couldn't complain for somebody else. They would.
Oh, by the way, folks, that's a great idea. If any of you want to do it, I can't. I really can't. I don't have the bandwidth to do it. If you want to do reverse image searches on some of his bots, and then notify the actual Twitter account and say, by the way, do you know that that would be kind of fun to do? Please tag me if you do. I will definitely share it back out.
So, but again, this shows you that this was pretty sophisticated. It wasn't just having bots. We're actually talking about also taking over users' accounts and having them tweet out with the bots. So again, as you can see, people were complaining like, hey, another few users who became aware of the scam, or that their accounts were being used by WalletStake to post or follow other accounts without their permission. And here it is. Sorry for my recent Coinbot spamming. I wasn't aware that WalletStake posted without my consent.
Okay, I heard about this. So WalletStake, I think, might have been a tool that was integrated with Twitter, and I heard that it was possible that in Twitter there's a unique identifier for every one of our accounts, kind of like in Microsoft you have what's called a SID, which is a unique long string of characters that are garbage to our eyes, but they're unique for the computer. From my understanding, it's possible that tools that Chris Bouzy is using that are, shall we say, tied to Twitter can then utilize that information to post like the person. And that's kind of what you're describing here. I want to be very careful legally on it, but it appears that WalletStake is somehow collecting the information, because if it is in fact posting as these people, we have more than a term of service violation here, I have a feeling.
Well, it's possible, but again, I kind of just gonna let here's the evidence and let people come to their own conclusions. What we do have is simple. We have people complaining that Bouzy's company, with this app that they've downloaded, or promote or forcing, or their accounts are being co-opted to spam with these bots this promotion for Bouzy's products. That's and again, there may be some stuff involved with it, but Twitter should do something, but obviously Twitter's not doing something, because someone like Sarah Dayton are protecting him behind Twitter. So see, here it is. CoinLab account. who reposts this wallet stake spam? Like again, people are still arguing like, hey, we didn't even post this. This is something that's happening without our permission or consent. Here's Hobby. This is what they say it now. As you can read above, the app Walt Stake is allegedly responsible for spamming. And to whom does this app belong? Again, it seems to tie back to Bouzy, and that's what Linda put. Bouzy's wallet stake app is allegedly spamming tweet users. So she's able to tie it back to the Kimmel Corporation. You can look at these just to show you. So here is walletstake.com. Here's the history. As a name servers, Agiska Corp. We know who owns Agiska. Go to the next picture. Oops.
All roads lead to Bouzy.
Oops, I got to close this down. Oh, come on.
What's going on? Is he waiting for it to load or what? Oh, here we go.
No, I think I loaded it too much. Oops. It went back.
Oh, that's us. That's my show. I like that.
Yes. Come on. This is the Twitter app too. Acting up.
I don't want to hear it, Nate. You have problems with your stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this one's the Twitter app acting up. Thank God it's not me. Oh. And Twitter, I don't know.
Actually, that's Spoutable. I'm confused. I don't know which is which. It looks so much like Twitter.
Oh yeah, it's a I want to say it's a what is it called? It's a Twitter clone, right?
Well, I've talked about that too. Do you find it ironic that Bouzy is making a Twitter clone with the icon of a whale when Twitter early on had the fail whale?
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Oh, yeah, the fail whale. But I'm not even going to click on these. But it goes to explain that Bouzy's Agiska Corp. He was the president and CEO of Agiska Corp. We've already seen this, and then they tie it back into Wallet Stake. So Bouzy's company is the one that was doing Wallet Stake. And then here, the same old thing, the same pattern, as you can see. They're tweeting it out. You see all these hundreds of bots tweeting it out, same day, same time, and they're trying to push it. Now, let's move on to the current company, Bot Sentinel, and test some of the bots mentioned, which we were talking about earlier, right? They tested the bots mentioned. So this is them testing some of the bots, and this is what they came up with. The bots seem to be all are good. All the bots that they found are all good. I think there was like maybe one or two that weren't good, but they so people, and again, my friend Dragnot did the same thing too. He did it live. They tested the bots.
Well, he tried to do it live. From what I understand, the site went down in the middle of his testing for some odd reason.
Yeah. So there was some weird reason why, but who knows? Who knows, right? It could have just been a coincidence.
Oh wait, well, I'm sure it was, and that Bouzy couldn't have been watching it at the time when he was capturing screenshots to whine about it on Twitter.
Yeah. But it's just so crazy because again, here and how does Bot Sentinel rate me? Now, this is how.
Congratulations,
Tim is disrupt.
I don't think I've made it there yet,
right?
Oh yeah, bots are fantastic.
So and it shows, yeah. So goes in, obviously been violating Twitter rules, and now he's pushing Spoutable, right? So the interesting part about this whole thing is that I've never had more proof of someone doing platform manipulation than we got now, right? We got bots going back to 2011. We got people's accounts being taken over. We got them it's all here. It's literally all here. But, why doesn't Twitter do anything? Why doesn't Elon do anything? And I honestly going to just say it. I think that there are people inside Twitter protecting Bouzy so he doesn't have to face any harm. Because if this was me or you, we'd be gone, right? We'd be gone if they can link any of this stuff to us.
Oh, yeah. This is what I want to see. And folks, please share this out. Not just so people watch our show or whatever, but I would like to see the Bouzy files. We've got the Twitter files, right? There is more than enough here that it would be lovely to see Matt Taibbi or one of those journalists grabbing hold of it and then releasing it. Because look how much there is. This is literally platform manipulation, scamming, etc., under the protection of Twitter. So I would like to see the Bouzy files. I'd like to see the Blue files. Let's see them. Let's come out with it let's go all around. You free speech warriors.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's so wild because the one thing that I'll say is that Bouzy is always talking about platform manipulation, right?
Hmm.
And in his report for Amber Heard and for Meghan Markle, he actually pointed this out, the copy pasta, he called it, where you have hundreds of accounts copy and paste the same thing to try to manipulate the platform, and got some accounts suspended for being associated with that. And now we only not only do we have him doing the same thing, we have him doing the same thing over a decade, seems like, right? This is 2011, it's 2023 now, people. So we
There's a
have
term.
decades long of this.
It's called confession through projection.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And just so everyone understands, we're still going to continue to dig. We're still going to find more stuff, and we're still going to make sure you guys are informed because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, and we have his hand in a cookie jar, and it just and this just has to stop. Oh, Miss Feed is in here. Hey, what's going on, Misty Fayed?
Mystified. I think.
Yes. No, she's another one who's on top of this stuff. So now that you've seen the evidence kind of laid out, what do you think?
What I've always known, that he's a scam artist. I mean, in my opinion, what I mean, it's so obvious everything he's done. Like I said, thank you for being lazy.
Yeah,
because this should be hard. This really should be hard, Nate. You should be having to scrape around. But half of the shocking aspect of it is, it's like, I find the evidence to be so overwhelming that, as another analogy, isn't it typical, like in a court case when you have a lawsuit or whatever, and you demand the files from the other side, that one of the ways they will do it is go like grab a truckload of files, every file that could ever be related to anything, and then just throw it at you. So there's so much noise.
yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I feel like we have with Bouzy, except it's all bad. It's like there's so much evidence you've come through that you might as well have a lottery on what you want to present. Because it would just take too damn long to go through it and present a case. I mean, think about that. If you just sat there laying this out, it would go all day long. This account, that account, here's this account, here's that account, here's this account. And it's at ludicrous levels. And that's where I get, again, I'm frustrated because why are we still talking about it?
Yeah,
we've been at this since October.
But that's, well, two things. I think number one is because it seems like none of the authorities who say this stuff is wrong want to do anything about it, right? Twitter says this is wrong. Twitter says Twitter bans people off the platform for doing stuff like this. And we've essentially showed that this person has been doing it for over a decade. And they still won't ban, and they not only won't ban it, they're promoting it. As a matter of fact, the guy is literally stealing Twitter and creating another one, and Twitter still, and again,
and he's trending every 3 days.
Yes,
he's even trending every 3 days. How many times do I see Bouzy there? It's like this Joker trends as much as Meghan Markle.
And I think it's because people like Sarah Data and the people at Twitter are actively helping him avoid this stuff. And even if, and again, like I keep telling people, don't ever trust us, right? Go read the report. Go look up the search terms yourself. You'll see it. I literally put the search. You can just click the link and it'll search it yourself, and you'll see all the bots. You'll see them tweet the same thing. It's not like it's hard to even find. But now it gets to the point where, okay, if this is actually happening, then who's going to stop it? Now, Bouzy, I think, is going to run from Twitter in a couple of days, right? He's just hoping to get to October because he's February 1st because he's doing his Black History Month spoutable. I'm jumping off the spoutable. And that's I think the next scam that's going to happen. He's moving from one scam to the next. And I think Bot Sentinel now has been, because Bot Sentinel, I'm going to say that. I'm confident enough to say I think Bot Sentinel is just a straight up scam. I think it's a scam. I don't think there's any AI.
I'm waiting on the report.
Yeah.
Where's that coming soon report that was going to be out in December?
Yeah, it just, he doesn't have any experience in machine learning. He doesn't have any experience, it seems like, in any of this stuff. But he continues to push it through. Hey, we'll be. But he gives all of this he gives all this impressions. And I'm going to also say it too. I think identity politics plays a lot in this, because I think you have a black man who speaks well, and it says the right things. Oh, platform manipulation, this, and then people want to believe him. And again, if you just read the report and just say, well, hold on, these things don't make any sense. There's no there here. Then that's what I think. The media did not do, and I think that's why. And also too, the media has to protect him, because just how embarrassing is this for the media to put up an expert that's not really an expert?
Mystified, I agree. That's part of my frustration, is that he is trending because we're calling him out, but it's not stopping it. If anything, it seems to be amplifying him, because nobody who's using him or whatever else is coming forward. And Nate, be honest, and we talk about this a lot, and you're trying to contact reporters and things. You're like, why aren't they paying attention? It is literally a case, I feel, of they're all so caught up with him that they all look like garbage as this comes out, and they're afraid to go forward. So we have to explore alternative outlets. I mean, I don't like to be political. Number one rule about Nate and Eric is no politics. We actually wrote it down. Nate and I talked about this, and we said, no politics. That's the first rule. There's nothing else there. But I do kind of wonder if we will have to reach out to quote unquote right-wing sources who might have a big enough footprint to embarrass or cause something to happen. Not necessarily because we want to be right-wing, left-wing. We want to get attention drawn to this and make it noisy enough to where Twitter has to acknowledge it, has to pay attention to it. But it's very frustrating right now. Thank you for all 516 of you, but we have to be louder.
Yeah, I think the problem is now is that there's, and again, this is all my speculation. I think there's a massive cover-up happening with this, because let's say if this story was on the Trump side, and I hate to bring in politics, but let's say if this was a right-winger who was doing something like this with medical misinformation, this would be all over every newspaper, right? Hey, huge bot farm, the president's company, we found him doing this, right? This would be on CNN, everything, right? They found the smoking gun. This is the person who's doing this, right? And not only is he doing this, the person was saying they were trying to stop it, right? This is a huge story anywhere else. And just imagine if this right-wing source was doing it and Fox News had promoted him as an expert, and to come to find out he's not an expert. This would be breaking news everywhere. But the fact of the matter is, Bouzy's being protected because the Washington Post, the Huffington Post, the New York Times, Newsweek,
Rolling Stone,
all of these top A-lists. And so where do you go when the media is the one who's committing the fraud? When the media is the one who's pushing the fraud on people? Where do you go to stop them? Because usually you go to the media and say, hey, this is what's going on, and they'll do it. But where do you go? And the problem is that the media themselves don't want to tell people, yeah, we messed up. We lied to you for these last couple of years when we said this guy was an expert. This guy's not an expert. He doesn't have any experience doing any of this stuff, right? This guy's not an expert. We read the report, and the report is nonsense, right? They don't want to tell you because they've got their hand in the cookie jar. So the only way we can get it out is by some way letting everyone know that it's the media itself that's corrupt in this situation. Bouzy's a symptom, but the media is the problem.
I agree. And I'm open to ideas. I'm looking at the chat, and thank you. Look at that. I have not approached breaking points as an example. Goosebump is mentioning that here. We don't have the juice to hit all the big channels, but I will tell you, if all of you start tagging these people with our evidence, it doesn't even have to be our video. It could just be the evidence that Nate's showing. Anything else, go look at it. And if you keep tagging them, eventually they're going to see it. They're going to say, what the hell is this going on? What is this? And I imagine, all these places are looking for content. I know I'm looking for content all the time. Nate's looking for content all the time. What trend can we jump on? What can we do? Make enough noise directed at them to where they might say, hey, let's go talk to this guy, Nate, the lawyer who's suing, or talk to Nate and Eric, or whatever. Please, anybody you can think of, because we do listen to the audience.
Yes.
And if our audience is telling us, hey, this is happening, then we're going to look into it.
Yeah.
I mean, the work's being done for us. I mean, they don't have to do anything. It's just, here you go. Work's done. It's prepackaged. Just rinse and repeat.
Oh yeah. Now, also, just to let everybody know, we are contacting. So the plan is Dragnet. I think he's inside here too. We are planning. We are literally planning on contacting each one. So we started with contacting BuzzFeed just to kind of test out the thing, but we are contacting each and every reporter who wrote stories on Bouzy sick, claiming that he was an expert, and are going to question them with those same questions. How do you know? Do you know this? Do you know that? Just the same thing, but if we presented to you guys, we're going to present to them. And on top of that, we're going to use their same tactics. Like, you know how they call your cell phone? Like when they were looking for me, they called my cell phone. They called my office. They did all this stuff. So we're going to use those same tactics. And I know they're going to be upset. Oh, he called my cell phone. Well, when you guys wanted a question from me, you called my cell phone. So we're going to call their cell phone. We're going to do exactly how they chase stories. We're going to chase them because we think this is a great story.
Tag who you watch. Tag who you like. Tag whichever shows or people you're a fan of. We want their audience talking to them. So whomever you are watching, please tag them. Please let them know. I want it to be 100% organic. Somebody pointed out, they go, so asking us to behave like bots. No, we're not. We're asking you to please contact people. If you want to know more information, please look into this situation. It's not quite a bot. A bot is trying to amplify a false message, but I get what you're saying. Either way, we're trying to amplify. Yes, absolutely amplify this message to where it's unavoidable.
Yeah, we don't want any bots. We want real people to amplify the message and show people. It's just like whenever you see a scam or a fraud happening, and you want to get the word out that do not do this. That's what we're asking people to do. Tell people like, hey, this is happening in real time, and we need it to stop. So,
and one thing to note, I think I am completely certain, at least any video I've been a part of with Nate and others, we have not introduced any evidence that is originating from us or our input. 100% of this content has been just evaluating what is out there and put forth by Bouzy, by Bot Sentinel, by the bots. None of this. I mean, his report, we didn't go look up anything. We just said, here is the report. Look, this is what's there. Look at it. We're not doing anything or making anything up. We're not enhancing or anything else. And it's very, very important to me personally, and I believe Nate as well, that we are not trying to color it, shape it, manipulate it. We're just saying, look, it's here.
Yeah, that's all. Like, for instance, the report. We just said, look at the report, and you could judge it for yourself. And as soon as everybody looked at the report, they said, yeah, the report is BS. Matter of fact, just to be clear, some reporters have looked at the report again, because again, there were some reporters I have spoken to off the record, and they were saying, oh, we never read the report because what they were doing, again, this is what the reporter told me. She actually told me that she had talked about the report, but only because other people had reported and she thought it was good. So she didn't actually read the report. She just kind of said, hey, this report is found in BuzzFeed. So she kind of cited the source, but didn't actually read the report. So I said, well, did you even look in the report? She's like, I don't really have time. So I said, the report's like 10 pages. So I said, here, just do a quick favor. Just take the report and you don't got to read it. Just scroll through it. And the person did it. And the person said, it looks like it does look like a scam. That's all.
I'm going to address this one too. I'm very uncomfortable with this. The right-wing British media who have presenters who are openly racist and anti-Harry and Meghan, purely based on, okay, this has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. There is a crossover because Bouzy does work on their behalf. He denies being paid. Well, he says he's paid, then he's not paid. Pick your term. Go to left-wing sources. That's why I said, please go to the people to whom you're a fan. It's not a left or right wing. It's a scammer. It's a scam. People are being harmed and scammed. That's it. We just want it to be exposed. I don't care if it's right. I don't care if it's left. I just want it to be known.
But also, Sandra, I believe that Harry and Meghan have manipulated the situation to pretend that they have been targeted based solely on race, right? Now, I want to be very clear.
Oh, I'm not a fan either.
People, I just want to be, I'm going to be extremely clear. I am here on YouTube with 100,000 subscribers. People have said bad things about my race. People have said hateful things about me and my family. People have that happens, right? That happens when you are in this type of space.
By the way, that includes Bouzy, who talked about your crackhead parents.
Yes, and my eye condition, right? He was essentially making fun of my eye condition, right? We have him literally doing that. So it's so this isn't about the hatred, because again, people are going to hate against Harry and Meghan because that's just what people do online. But just so we understand the facts, Bouzy said there was a coordinated hate campaign against them. Twitter said that was false. Bouzy said that there was this racist campaign against them with this copy pasta. Twitter says that was not true. And now we know the person who is saying all that stuff, right, was also the one trolling William and Kate, and also employing bots to do exactly what he was calling other people out for. So those facts are just what they are. Now, if you are pro Harry and pro Meghan, that's with you.
That's another subject.
Yeah,
let's compartmentalize.
But my response to you simply is, you look at the evidence and what we just showed you, and if you're okay with Harry and Meghan supporting that type of conduct from that type of person and using that person to and holding that person up as an expert with no credentials in the field, then I'm going to say I respectfully disagree with you, and I think unfortunately you're being unreasonable.
Right, and again, and I'll set my thing up. I agree with Nate. I am not a fan of Harry and Meghan. I have body language things and all that, but this is a separate subject. We can disagree on things, but agree on another.
Yeah.
This is reality. And by the way, that's half of Nate and my conversations or arguments.
Yeah. Because it's not about agreeing. It's about the thought process of getting it out. Did you read the super chat?
I did. Not out loud, but I shared it. But yes, Project Veritas would be a great source. They tend to go undercover with cameras. I would love that, but they'd have to get him to answer his door. So there might be a problem.
Oh yeah. So for the 600 people here, thank you guys so much for joining us, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. And again, we cannot stress this enough. We are not to be trusted.
Don't trust us, but subscribe and follow.
Yes, subscribe and follow. But we are not asking for your trust, because people ask for your trust. Those are the scam artists. Trust me. Don't look. Trust me. Only thing we're doing is providing you the receipts and the evidence, and you come to your own conclusion. If you think all this is okay and there's no problem here, that's your opinion. My opinion just differs from yours, and that's what all this is about. Are we coming to reasonable conclusions based on the evidence provided? If you think we are, then hey, come on with it. If you think we're not, then it was great. It was great to meet you, and unfortunately, we can agree to disagree.
Perfect.
Is that fair?
It's fair. And those of you who are on social, please, Twitter, whatever else, if you're tagging people, let us know. You could tag us too. We could do hashtag Nate and Eric, just spelled out, and I will look for it. I will do whatever I can to amplify it. I don't have as big of an account, but I will amplify you as much as we can. Please help us make noise. That's all I'm saying. Please help us make noise. And thank you.
And again, but before we go, got to thank Mystified. Thank you so much, Mystified. Thank you so much, Sakib Ahmed. Thank you so much, Linda. All the people, and Wobble, right? Was it Wobble?
Hobie. Hobie or Hobie. It's H-O-U, which could be how, like house, or ho. So Hobie or Hobie, and I always hate saying names wrong. So please, hopefully I got it right in one pass.
And for all of those people who I haven't mentioned, who made names may have, thank you guys so much, because as you can see, we read your stuff, we look at your stuff, and we go back and research it. And when we find stuff that breaks it, we will let people know, and we will let people know where we found it. So again, thank you guys. We really, really appreciate it. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff, because that's the only way it's going to keep us going. And obviously, just so everyone's clear, we have a couple of more videos going to be coming out, so also be prepared for that. And we just don't only talk about Bouzy. We do have some other stuff that we hopefully you'll
we got
enjoy,
a moment of truth that can drop anytime.
Yeah.
Watching people destroy their lives live. We are laughing at them. I'd like to say we're laughing with them, but we might be laughing a little bit at them too. We try to be nice. We don't always win. Well, listen, till next time, folks.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.